Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm so excited to introduce to you MrsHandyRU. Maybe many of you probably already know her from YouTube, but I have met her, I guess it's been, I don't know, it was about a month ago. I saw her on a YouTube channel with 48 and there were negative 48, sorry, and there were several other people on. And then I just started following her on YouTube. And we've been in contact with each other and have become quick friends and just sharing lots of fun things. We've had a lot of fun together trying to figure things out. But anyway, I'd like to introduce MrsHandyRU, and I'm glad you're here and I appreciate you doing this with me, and I'm glad you're here. So if you want to say a few things.
Yeah, hi guys. Yeah, I'm so glad that Cheryl and I met, and she's a lovely person. And she has a lot of patience because you should have seen me trying to get into this meeting, not good computer tech. So I'm glad she's so gracious.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, and yeah, so we're excited, and Cheryl has some great stuff to work on to decode. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and yeah, thank you. And I wanted to share, I've actually, MrsHandyRU, or Kathy, she was sharing a lot of in her decodes about Elvis and some of the things Elvis did, and talking about Bob Joyce, and that's really cool to dive down that rabbit hole. But anyway, so I had told her, I was like, oh, we just went to Graceland and I have a whole bunch of pictures that I took, and I was like, oh, I could decode those. And so I contacted her, and long story short, here we are. So well, we're going to do two of these. This is part one because I have a lot of pictures and she's going to help me with decoding things. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me get that here. And let me start at the beginning. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, so Gematria at Graceland. Did you want to explain a little bit about Gematria and what it is? That might help everybody that don't really know.
Oh, Gematria is, I guess originally it's looked at as Bible decoding and or biblical decoding, and it's every letter has a number associated to it. A equals 1 all the way through 26. Z is 26, and yeah, you just use world's best gematrinator.com, and you can also use gematrix.com or .org. Sorry, I'm not saying that very well. And yeah, so you can decode things like things that President Trump says, just about anybody. You can decode what each other says, which is fun.
Right.
We speak in numbers too. Let's see, you can even decode headlines of a newspaper article or an online article and find out what it's really saying and see whether it's real or not, which I do that quite a bit to see what's really going on.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, so we're going to do some Gematria at Graceland. So this is part one. So let me go to the first slide. All right, so I took a picture there of the sign, and Graceland comes to 65. And then we have the home of Elvis Presley. Let me move us over here a little bit. There we go. Okay, so the home of Elvis Presley comes to 262, and then I have the address, 3717 Elvis Presley Boulevard. Elvis Presley Boulevard comes to 207. And then when I added all those numbers together, it came to 9. And then I took 3717 and separated those two. We have 37, which is Aloha, which is a concert that Elvis did from Hawaii. I thought was kind of cool. And then of course, 17 comes to our favorite letter, Q. So I don't know if you have any comments on this slide at all or want to add to it.
I love it. I love it. I mean, you can even decode blue and white because that's the sign, and everything has meaning. Like negative 48 has said, when you see someone wearing certain colors, you can decode that because everything is messaging. Like there's some famous photos of John F. Kennedy that you know, you can look at what he's wearing, like he'll have a navy blue sweater, and then you look, he's wearing sunglasses, and then you decode all that and see what makes sense together. You know, like what seems to match that, you know, when you decode sunglasses, what might match to the blue sweater.
Mm-hmm.
And he's telling you a story. So anyway, but you can
Oh,
do
those are
that.
good. No, I didn't think about the colors. Yeah. And all
Yeah,
the other
anyway,
things.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
yeah.
Move on to the next one. All right. So then here I have the sign that says, "Welcome to Graceland." And that comes to 176. And then I just picked a few other ones to kind of go with it that are 176. There's a whole slew of them, but I have "Chosen for a Reason" is 176. Gematria is the key, 176. "Are You Awake Yet?" 176. And then "God, Sacred Number Code," 176. So did you have anything for this one, or?
No, I didn't know. I
Okay.
only have a few, to be honest with you.
Oh, that's fine. No problem.
What I have is, I'll tell you what I have, so maybe that'll help. I have
Okay.
Graceland, just itself. A lot for that, but we won't have
Oh,
to
do you
do
want to
all
read?
of it.
You can
I
read
have-
some of those if you like. Sure.
yeah, Elvis Presley, silver, gold, things like that.
Oh, good. Yeah, some of the other slides, I'll definitely
Mhm.
have gold and silver in those. So yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, Graceland is 65, and Risen is 65. Risen,
Oh yeah.
Durham for our, and I'm really 100% sure at this point that JFK Jr. is Durham. So that's interesting.
Oh wow.
Do It Q is 65.
Mm-hmm.
Music, Elvis, you know, music is 65.
Yes.
Live cam, like a live camera, live CAM is 65. And I just figured something out about Dealey Plaza. Just put up a live cam. And that comes up with some
Oh.
other things I was working on my own. And I think we're going to see something very interesting on the Dealey Plaza live cam.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
Yeah. And it came up with live cam. And I was like, okay, that's a confirmation of, to me, that's how this works. You can kind of see if you're going on the right track.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow.
Yeah. So it all works together.
Great.
Let's see. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Let's see. Okay, I was there. Team God. A
Oh,
group of people. Team God.
yeah.
I Am a King. That's 65. Beloved is 65. And some things that kind of go along with some other things I've been working on. So it was like another confirmation for me with, I think Jen, I don't even know if you're supposed to say her first letter in her name, because I've heard it both ways. The White House spokeswoman, she's the red hair, and her name is Jen. I don't honestly know. Is it Pisaki or Saki? I've heard it both
Yeah,
ways.
I've heard both too.
So yeah, I think that that's Junior, and it's probably all recorded, and it's not live.
Oh my
I know
gosh.
that's going out there far on a limb, but anyway.
Anything's possible.
Right, at this point, don't you think?
Right.
Oh, yeah. So a 7, like one of 7, well, Savan, I guess you'd say. Savan is 65.
Oh,
And
okay.
then it made sense because it comes up with I Am Female is 65, right?
Okay.
I
Okay.
think he's playing a woman there. Dress is 65. And then it goes back to face as a man is 65.
Oh
So
my
it's like
goodness.
confirming, well, I'm really a man, but I'm also like wearing a dress, and I'm also female. And
Right.
that's it. Oh, and Oscar Ace. Oscar Ace. I know it's an awkward thing to say because it's Oscar ACE, because it doesn't sound quite right together, but
Right.
you can look at these matches as looking at part of it as the matching what you're looking at.
Right.
You know, sometimes it could be the second part of the match, sometimes it's the first. And I Am a Joke is 65. So the playing the woman, to me,
Right.
That makes sense. I am a joke, you know?
Oh, it's too funny. Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Okay, no problem. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Oops, I'm gonna have to move us over here. Sorry, I'm getting adjusted to all this. Okay, so then the front of the building, Graceland. So I just looked at different things that were right in this picture. So I have 2 lions there in the front, and that comes to 127. And then I just picked out another word or phrase or whatever that kind of went with it. So I have miracle event is 127. And then I have 2 benches is 114. New world is 114. 2 flower pots, 207. The eye of the storm, 207. 4 pillars, 147. And message from God, 147. So I don't know if you had any to add to those. I just thought it was neat how there were 2s of everything. And then of course
Yeah.
the 4 pillars.
Yeah, well, like a think mirror, you know?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. All right, I'm gonna move this over here. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Don't mean to give people whiplash. All right, so then this is the sign that was out front. And of course it has Graceland on it. But then I have, it says National Register of Historic Places. So I decoded that to 365. And then I picked one other word, sentence or phrase or whatever to go with it. For these words are true and faithful, 365. And then the United States Department of the Interior is 468. And then a sentence that goes with that and comes to the same value is God is the best thing that ever happened to anyone, 468. And then lastly, it has built in 1939, and that comes to 292. And then is your name in the book of life, 292. Do
Oh,
you
I
have
love that.
any to add to those or anything you'd like to say on this one?
No, I love what you chose there. That's wonderful. And in case
Thanks.
somebody doesn't understand how this works, what ends up happening is you, when you look at gematrix.org, for example, you find the phrase that you're searching for, and then it comes up with a lot of matches for it. And you can, well, God is basically telling you which one is the correct match. So God's telling Truth Seeking Gal what is the appropriate match for right now. And you could look up the same phrase another time, and you'll have God telling you maybe something else that is going to touch your heart. So it's really interesting how he's talking to us.
It is. It is just, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It is. Great. Thank you. All right, we'll move on to the next one. I'm going to move us here again a little bit so we can see. Put us over here. There we go. Okay. So then this is a living room, which was absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Just the white and the blue, and then the, the stained glass windows and everything was really, really pretty. So I just picked out a few details that I saw. You might, like Mrs. Handy, or you might see other details too that you can certainly
I'd have
add.
to get closer. I can't see.
I know. I probably, if I would have put each picture on one like slide,
Oh, no.
we would have been here all day.
Right, it's just me.
Right. But anyway, so on the left picture there's that, it almost looks like an Aztec sun clock there up above the mantle. I thought was really interesting looking. And that came to 153. And then there were the 2 white chairs sitting there that came to 181. And then on the other picture, it's of course the same picture, same living room or whatever, but it's the other side of it. I have the 2 peacocks that are that's really, really pretty there. I thought 2 peacocks, excuse me, comes to 131. And then there's a white piano in the next room over, and that comes to 120. Now I didn't come up with other matches for these like I've done the other ones, because I thought, well, we'll just kind of go through it and talk about it. So I don't know if you, Kathy, if you have anything you want to add, or things you see in these pictures.
Well, there's a lot of gold. We'll get to gold though, right, eventually. Or
Yeah, but if you want to interject that here, you can.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, gold is 38. Gold equals 38. And I guess I'm stuck to my arm. Hang on. Anyway, and Africa is 38, which I thought was awesome because, after this reset, Africa will be doing so well, all the countries in Africa. So I just love that. I just love that it matches Africa. And rich equals 38, which completely
Oh,
makes sense.
right.
OCT for October is 38. We're right
Okay.
in the middle of October, so who knows,
Right.
And Hunt for Red October, of course, is going on. Let's see. And ocean is 38. And something interesting about the ocean and gold, Juan Seven has said that gold is in the water in the ocean.
Oh my
And he said
goodness.
that it had been just too expensive to get it out of the water. And once this, well, I don't know if you could really call it free energy. He said it's almost free. Once that's enabled and really being used, you'll
Wow.
have gold coming out of the ocean water.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I
Amazing.
know. So, and also, I'm sorry, the symbol for gold is AU, the chemical symbol, and that's equals 22. And we've
Okay.
always been told to follow the twos in this movement, and there's a million reasons why twos are important.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So MAGA, our, Make America Great Again, is 22. And KK for two Kennedys is 22. That's the way I look at the KK.
Okay. Good.
JFK and Junior.
Right.
And died is 22. And a funny one, this is a funny one. I love to do funny ones. Ape. Okay. Ape is 22. And they call the people who bought stock in the company AMC, and held it, even though they could have easily sold it and made a profit. But if they held it, that was a big thing that was going on in January or February this year. And
Okay.
yeah, it was to try to stop the people, the companies that like buy and sell in big swoops, and manipulate the prices.
Right.
And so this was supposed to break the back of that kind of activity. So, so people that in the stock market, that are involved in the stock market, they call us that got that stock and held it no matter what. They call us apes.
Oh, nice.
And
Wow.
I don't think that's a term of endearment.
It doesn't sound like it, no.
I'd love to be thought of as an ape because I was like, yep, we're doing it. We're getting rid of these people.
Yes.
Stock market manipulators. So
Right.
that's it on gold.
Okay. All right. All right. So you want me to move on to the next one then?
Yeah.
Okay. So then there's two different spots here. We have Elvis's parents' bedroom, and then there's the stairway leading up stairs, which we couldn't go up there. You can only stay on like the main floor in the basement. So anyway, so I've just noticed purple, which is 88, white, 65. There's a lot of white throughout the whole house, carpeting and walls and everything. And then the stairway going up the stairs, I noticed the chandelier, 79. And then there's mirrors throughout the entire house. So that's a big deal. So that comes to 110. So if you had anything to add or that you see anything that I missed.
Well, 88 is Trump.
Right.
And it's also something I'm always talking about on my channel is that I never really say out loud because I don't want to get kicked off, but
Right.
FFs, I call them FFs.
Right.
Yeah, which I don't think it's a coincidence. Nothing ever is. That Trump and those FFs are both 88.
Okay.
I think
Gotcha.
they're going to be the good guy ones. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next one. All right. So then we went into the dining room. That's beautiful, of course, more blue and white. Anyway, so here we have silver. I saw that in different spots. So that's 85. gold 38. And then they always use their fine china, and that comes to 69. And then looking at the dining room in a different perspective, we have the black marble floor there. So black marble comes to 80, white carpet 128, and then another chandelier, which comes to 79. So I'm sure there are other pictures I could have taken in there because there's so much to see. But I don't know if you had anything to add to what I have here. If not, that's okay.
It's interesting that the floor is black and white because it makes me think of Michael Jackson, did the song. And the Cabal always had their floor in black and white squares, you know,
Oh,
alternating
right.
the Masons,
Mm-hmm.
which, you know, they're highly involved. The high up ones, not the everyday people. I'm not trying to say bad stuff about
Right.
regular people because they just don't know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah. So it's interesting that he's got like a big square, a big rectangle, and it's surrounded by white, and it's almost like dark to light, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And
that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
loved it. That chandelier is beautiful.
Oh, they were all so pretty. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right. So then the kitchen was interesting. There were 2 Tiffany lamps I noticed. That comes to
Yeah, yeah, Tiffany.
140. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
It comes to 142. And then I just did 2 lamps, which comes to 119. And then of course and the other thing, in addition to mirrors all over the house, there are TVs everywhere. So TVs comes to 61. And then I zoomed in really close to the clock there in the kitchen, and it looked like the time that was on that clock was 5:17.
That's perfect. Because 5 is comms, right? 5 always means comms. And
Oh, is that right?
17 for a favorite anon.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. And JFK was in office in 61. So that's really cool.
Oh, that's right. Oh gosh. Yeah.
And Tiffany lamps adds up to 7, God's perfect number.
Oh yeah. The numbers together. That's right. I forgot about doing that. There's so many different ways you can
Oh
do
yeah,
the gematria. It's crazy. I mean,
yeah.
it's neat. It's really cool, but yeah. So, but I'm sure there's other stuff I missed in the kitchen there that, we could point out and talk about, but we would be here for a long time.
Was that linoleum in the kitchen, or is that like that carpeting? What is that?
I think it's carpeting. I believe it's carpeting.
Oh, so does my mother-in-law. I don't know how people did that.
Yeah, how do you keep
Sitting in
that
a
clean?
kitchen. No, I don't know. I dropped an egg on the floor in my mother-in-law's one time. I was mortified.
Oh no.
Can you imagine on the carpeting in the kitchen? It was awful. Anyway.
Oh gosh. Heavens.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So this was a really cool room. Oh my goodness. This was really neat. It was called the Jungle Room.
Wow.
So I did the number for that one. It comes to 130. But there's a ton of stuff in this room, so I could do so many more. But like I said, we would be here all day. So there actually on the left picture, that wall there is actually a waterfall at one time. They're not using it now, of course, because it's like a museum kind of thing. But so waterfall comes to 98, and then there are the 2 white monkeys there on the right of the picture that comes to 225, and then that round chair there with I think it's a panda bear there. I think that was Lisa Marie's favorite chair. So I just did favorite chair, and it comes to 135. And then in the other picture, this is the other end of the jungle room, the picture on the right. And I just put a green carpet, 112. And then the 2 stools there again, the number 2, and that comes to 158. So I don't know if you see anything else there or have a comment, but
Waterfall, I just looked up Waterfall 98. It's a big deal. It's Alpha and Omega. I'm sure that's why he had a waterfall. I'm just sure. Yeah. And I am Lord God. That's interesting, huh?
It is, especially some of the things we know about Elvis.
Yeah, I know.
Which maybe not everybody that's watching knows that, so maybe we should not get into that.
No. Garden of Eden. I am what I am.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Very cool.
Oh, and the two words when you say 88, well, 8 is waterfall.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Very nice. Okay. All right, and then actually, these are some other pictures from the jungle room. There's so much to see in there. I took several. My daughter took a bunch too, so I'm using some of her pictures. There's green carpet on the ceiling. So green carpet again comes to 112, and then I have green ceiling, which is 108. And then in the other picture, I thought there was supposed to be a spear or something that was there, but I don't know if we didn't see it. I forgot to look for it, but I know he's been talked about as the tip of the spear. Like that's a big deal. So that comes to 158. And I didn't see a spear or anything in this room. There could have been, but I didn't see it. And then a lot of the furniture has animal skins on it. Now, I don't know if they're real skins or they're imitation, but I just thought maybe that was important. So that the animal skins comes to 122. So I don't know if you have anything to add or any comments on this one.
Well, green at least, excuse me. Green has always been a great one for me. I just love looking up green because you find
Okay.
so many good things just from that. Green is 49. And Mr. R is important and what we've been working on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, 8, the word 8. Let's see, real ID. So Mr. R's real ID. It's good, excuse me, it's good to look at these things almost like it's telling you a story or telling you a secret.
Right.
This one is Dallas. Okay, Dallas. I'm sorry, let me get it in the right order.
That's okay.
Yeah, it says undead, alive, facts, Lord. Let's see. Yeah, that's Enigma. I love that. So cute from when Vincent Fusca put the Ruby Cute up on his sign.
That's right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And what else? Garden. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, and well, you can say it as Madrid or Madrid. Madrid, Spain, obviously, but if you say it, if you pronounce it Madrid, that's the fault line in the middle of the country.
Oh,
Oh, I
okay.
keep coming up with that all the time about volcanoes and earthquakes and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
things that I'm working on. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Thanks.
Mhm.
All right. So then we went down to the basement. This was the next level. So there was I guess it was an entertainment room. I don't know if that's exact name for it, but that's kind of what I kind of termed it, I guess. So there's lots of stuff in this room. Oh my goodness, you could probably do a whole bunch of decoding. But anyway, some things that I just pointed out. I have yellow, 92, black is 29. So if you look at that, that's like the mirror of each other. Do you see that? The 92 and the 29, that was kind of neat. And then there's a lot of 45 records over. It's the left-hand picture, kind of over in the left corner. You might not be able to see it very well in this picture, but he had all these 45 records. So that comes to 208. And then in the picture, the picture on the right-hand side, of course, we have the mirror ceiling. So that comes to 150. And then the lightning bolt comes to 154, and then the clouds are 74. So I just did a few things. I mean, there's a ton in this room. I don't know if you have anything you want to add or comment on.
Well, I decided to do mirror ceiling, and that was very interesting here. I love this. I love this. I am prophecy. And how about this? Truth seeker. Isn't that's perfect?
Oh
Your
my
ceiling
gosh,
is truth seeker like you.
that's
I
so
love it.
funny. Oh,
I love
wow.
it. And let's see. End of prophecy. Let's see. Day of judgment. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I know. It's Queen Elizabeth,
Huh.
Magdalene bloodline, which may upset some people, but
Right.
what are you
Well,
gonna do?
I
What are you gonna
know.
do?
At this point,
I, you know,
I know.
oh, the White Rabbit
Mm-hmm.
and Heavenly Father, then Trump Train.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, that's good.
Good. Oh wow.
I
Yeah,
love this.
that's great. Okay. Any more on this one or should I move on?
No, I just threw that one in there.
That's
Yeah,
fine. Yeah.
I have like
Okay, we're still in the
silver.
same room with these pictures. Like I said, there's a ton in here.
Yeah,
So I have yellow bar, which is 113. 5 yellow stools comes to 234. And then there's like silver mugs and things back on the shelf there. I know you can't see it really well. Sorry about that. And the silver, of course, comes to 85. Here again, TVs, 61. And I think I remember the tour person saying that they were on 3 different stations. So I have 3 stations comes to 173. And like I said, you could do a whole bunch more in this room, but that's kind of just the basics of what I did.
yeah. Did he have a studio? Did he record anything there at all?
Not here, no. This is more
Okay.
like for relaxation
Yeah.
and kind of thing. But yeah, there is a studio that's actually you walk out of the actual house and
Yeah,
it's back behind the house, but I might have those slides in this one, or maybe it's in part 2. I can't remember, but
right. Yeah, I
yeah.
was thinking about the carpeting on the ceiling. I was thinking, oh, well, it makes it quiet. Maybe that's
Oh, right.
why
Yeah.
he did that. I don't know. But I have silver.
Okay.
Like you said, it was 85.
Mm-hmm.
It also equals storm and
Okay.
blackout,
Mhm.
85. Have your food ready, people. No. Twins is 85. And I come up with twins all the time when I'm decoding.
Okay.
I'm kind of wondering about 3 now, but anyway, I see twins more often.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember I was talking about with the earthquakes and things. How about this?
Yes.
The big one is
Right.
85.
Okay. Yeah, and then
Mhm.
Elvis had a twin.
Right, right, exactly. And how about that woman that I don't know how to pronounce the name of?
Oh, that's
Jen,
right.
her
Yeah.
name is her name is 85. Jen Psaki
Oh,
is
okay.
85. So and it begins is 85, like maybe the storm. You could say kind of like put those together a little bit. And
Mm-hmm.
then remember what I just said about the fault line and the last thing, Madrid instead of Madrid. Well,
Right.
this, says it a little better. It says real Madrid, like, it kind of, it's more, and it's 85. And calm down is 85. And that's probably, if all this stuff is happening, you have to calm down.
Right. Yeah. Remain calm.
Hmm. And oh, I'm sorry. And let's see. The symbol for silver is AG.
Right.
Let's see. So AG is 8, and that's infinity. And I just look at that. God is infinity.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. I like
And
that.
then A is 1, G is 7. And as we found out from negative, you can bring these numbers down from the letters instead of just going across. So what he does
Oh,
is he'll take the A is 1 and he'll bring it down. And the G is 7 and bring it down. And then he doesn't add it. You don't always have to add these to make like 8 or whatever. You can
oh,
put them together and then you have a 1 and a 7 and that's 17. So AG is 17.
wow. There's so many amazing ways you can do it.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And I thought it was funny because back is 17. And
Mm-hmm.
that goes in a literal circle. And that makes me think of the circle back lady. Jen Psaki says circle back. And so circle, so if you think about what she says, circle back to that. You can say she's going back to Q
Oh,
because
yeah.
Q is 17
Right.
and back is 17. So you're circling back you're going back to Q. And
Right.
also, before I forget, Kim Clement most of you guys probably know who Kim Clement is, but yeah, he spoke of a smooth white stone, like basically changing the world and to look out for it, kind of. I mean, he talked about it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And negative confirmed, -48, Michael confirmed that the smooth white stone is silver. I don't really look at it as a smooth white stone, but I think when it's mined, it kind of looks like that
Oh, wow.
in the mining process. So yeah,
Good.
silver will be important for all the new technology, and you know, it's just it's the most, what is that? I have it here. It's the most electrically conductive metal, and
Okay.
it got the most it's the best metal for thermal conductivity too. So it's going to be really important with technology, especially when, you know, the Tesla technology gets released. That's going to be really
So
important.
many amazing things to come, you know. I mean, we're gonna,
Yeah.
you know, have to go through some hard stuff, you know, learning some hard things, but
Yeah.
it's so exciting to think of all the great things that are coming. It's
Oh,
just
it is. It's
amazing. Amazing.
perfect. I love
It'll
it.
be good. It will be very, very good.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, for me to move to the next one.
Mhm.
All right. Okay, so then I don't know if this was called the billiard room. I can't remember, but so I kind of just termed it that. So I could be wrong on that. I apologize. But anyway, in this room, again, we have Tiffany lamps, 142. And it's interesting, the walls and the ceiling are all covered in this really elaborate fabric. So I have fabric walls comes to 106. And then pool table comes to 98. And then there's lots of patterns in this room, like everywhere you look, of course, with the fabric and stuff. So patterns comes to 113. So I don't know if you have anything for this one that you want to add.
Thought we did 98, but now I'm confused. Maybe we didn't do 98. I don't know.
That's okay.
I'm sorry if I already did it, but
No, that's all right.
it comes up alpha and omega. So I'm like, didn't I say that? I think I said that.
Oh, well, was it when we're talking about green
I can't remember.
carpet or something? I forget. Yeah, I can't
it could have
remember.
been. Yeah. Yeah, I did do 98. So
Okay.
that's pool table. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I'll go on to the next one. All right. So then I was looking on this, I don't know if it's like a bookcase or shelving unit or whatever. It was interesting. There's a gold pyramid on there.
Ooh.
So that comes to 124. And then gold or other gold things. I probably could have taken more pictures. There's other gold, which is 38. And then there on the bottom, you can kind of cut them off a little bit, but there's feathers there sticking out of some kind of container. So that came to 82. Now there's a ton of other stuff on the shelving unit, which I could have decoded, but I didn't for time's sake. And then over on the right, that's kind of like the other angle of the room. And I just did fabric ceiling, and that came to 98. So if you have anything you see there, want to
Are
add.
those red chairs, or are they?
They are red chairs. Yes, I believe they're red. Yeah.
Yeah, well, red is 27, and that's JFK.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I could have added that. Yeah.
And what was I going to say? Oh, the pyramid. It's really cool that he had a pyramid, because Juan of Savin had quite a talk that he included. Well, it wasn't. Yeah, it was quite long. And
Okay.
he was talking about pyramids.
Oh.
And he was saying that if you went to any planet in the solar system, as like, say you wanted to go to a planet and you wanted to get energy.
Mhm.
He said, you go to a certain spot on the planet, and it has to do with, there's a formula that I can't remember how it goes, but it's, you know, the Masonic measurement, and it's 19.47 is the
Okay.
end. And he says that's the number, that's use 19 and 47, and it tells you exactly where on the earth, on the planet and on the earth, where you get energy from. And
Wow.
so the pyramids weren't just there by accident.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at the thickest part where the crust of the earth is the thickest. I said that in my video a long time ago, the opposite, which makes me feel silly, but you know, anyway, it's the thickest. And Yeah, and I think he said Kilauea is at another spot like that. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure,
okay.
and that's why it's always erupting.
Wow. We have so much to learn when it comes to
I know,
science.
it's going to be amazing.
It is.
Wow.
We get have a whole new education.
Yeah,
All right. So then this is his office and studio. Remember you were asking about that. And this where actually you walk out of the house through like a corridor kind of thing, and then you come to this. So there's a ton of stuff in here too you could decode. But this I just did studio, which comes to 88, which we've talked about that number before. And then office is 44, which if you got, have two offices would be 44, add that together, you get 88. And then there were a whole bunch of painted portraits of Elvis in there, and the portraits comes to 136. So I don't know if you have anything you want to add or that you see in those pictures that you want to point out.
let's see, 44, I'll do that.
Okay.
Oh, it comes up mask. That's funny. That's funny for this point in time.
Yes.
Oh, and karma.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what's happening. There's going to be good karma.
Yes.
Remember the boomerang?
Yes, the boomerang. Yes.
What goes around comes around, and that's what's
Mm-hmm.
happening to the bad guys.
Right.
Anon, which is what we are.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody watching this is an anon, really.
Right. I'm a newer anon, but I'm here.
Yeah, anon. Yeah, and ideal ID, like
Oh,
like finding out who this is, and it's the ideal ID.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, declass. How when we wanted President Trump to declassify everything, and we didn't know any better, that it's all timing.
Right.
Everything's timing, and
Timing. Yeah.
everybody spelled it with an out and second S, and that matches. That's a 44.
Right.
And let's see, what else is good? Sorry.
That's okay.
Dead air is not good. Yeah. I've
That's
learned
okay.
that.
Right.
You lose everybody when you got dead air.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, be patient with us. We're learning.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Mad Dog is 44.
Oh,
And Mad
yeah.
Dog was one of the personalities that used to call into Field McConnell's channel way back in the beginning. And he was Junior, JFK Jr.,
Okay.
and he would call himself Mad Dog. So he called the same show, and the guy's name was Field McConnell, and he would call the same show, and within a minute he would hang up and he'd call back as Mad Dog, and he'd change his voice.
Oh, okay.
And Phil McConnell used to say, the beginning of the show, he'd say, "Oh, I don't know who's going to call. Is it going to be Mad Dog or Juan?" And he'd have this funny look on his face. He couldn't hide anything. And then a couple of times he'd go, "Oh, I think that's John F. ringing," and he would kind of halfway say it.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
that's it.
Okay, great. All right, we'll move on. Okay, and then he had a racquetball room. Actually, the picture on the left, the racquetball room is kind of to the right of that, and then this is like a lounge area, and of course there's a piano there, which comes to 55, and then mirrors again, which comes to 110. And then he also had I guess that, well, I don't know if this might be the same room. I can't remember now. I'm that terrible. It has similar couches. That's why I was thinking it has a pinball machine there in the corner, which is 119, and more mirrors, which comes to 110. So I don't know if you want to add to that or you see anything.
Well, JFK Jr. is 55.
Oh, okay.
And Heaven is 55.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And Melania is 55.
Right.
Let's see what else we have here. I remember those. I don't have the best memory, but we're working on it.
That's okay. When you have all those numbers running around in your mind.
Yeah. And Lady Di.
Oh, yeah.
Too. Lady Di.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Anagram is 55. I like to anagrams these things sometimes.
Oh, that's fun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that's about it for that.
Okay. All right, so then this was after we walked past the office and the studio. This was kind of on the way to the stables. So this it talks about Elvis's birthplace. So I just decoded some of the stuff, the words that were written below. So I have Elvis's birthplace is 161. Scale model comes to 89. Tiny shotgun house comes to 240. And then they also, the tour guide also talked about a shotgun shack. So I don't know that that's written there below the word and all the wording there, but shotgun shack comes to 146. And then simple working class lifestyle comes to 338. And that's, they were talking about his parents and how they wanted to have a simple working class lifestyle. And then a better life is also written there. That comes to 103. And then, I don't know if I'll say this right. Is it Tupelo, Mississippi, I think is where he was born, or Tupelo? Maybe that's how you say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I just totally messed that up, but that comes to 246. And then they moved to Memphis, Tennessee, and that comes to 189. So I don't know if you have anything you want to add.
Yeah, 888. So, basically 3 eighths, which is good. That's infinity times a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Greatest love story is, yeah, let's see.
Okay.
What am I working on? I didn't even tell you. Tupelo, Mississippi. Sorry, I thought you were mind reading. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all good. We're having
Oh
fun.
my gosh. What else? Greatest love story. Jesus is within you. I love that.
What number was that one?
246.
Oh, 246. Okay.
Tupelo, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus Christ, Son of God. What else? New York Stock Exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Where is John F. Kennedy Jr.?
Could be anywhere, doing
Good one.
anything.
Yeah.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah, he's all over the place. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So move on to the next one. All right. Let's see. I'm going to move us again because you can't see everything. I think, can I move this over here? Or that might work better. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Try not to move us too much.
Fine.
All right, so this was really, really cool. I love this part. It was, well, let me back up. When we got there, it was kind of funny. You had to wear headphones and they gave you an iPad that you hung around your neck. And of course we had to wear masks, which I wasn't thrilled about. So I kind of, pulled it down over my nose. But we looked really funny and had my glasses on, we just looked like a sight. But anyway, so the tour guide was actually through the computer, through the iPad. But anyway, so we got to this section and it talked about, the tour guide talked about the horses and the barn. And it's really neat because the name of the barn is the House of the Rising Sun. And then I did the gematria for that and I came to 285. And then Rising Sun was actually the name of Elvis's favorite golden palomino horse. And Rising Sun comes to 130. So then I also did Golden Palomino, which comes to 152. And then down below, I have there, House of the Rising Sun was also a song. And I'm not sure who wrote the song, but I know Elvis sang it, I think, on one of his, might have been one of his records or something. And that comes to 252. And then the tour guide was saying, oh, yes, and he had 17 horses. So we have the number 17 again. So then we have 17 horses and that comes to 193. So this had a ton of stuff. I was like so excited as I was hearing all this. So
yeah, that's awesome. I love that he had 17 horses. That's
yes.
Awesome. Let's see, I have House of the Rising Sun, the song, and The Coming of the Just One, Christ Consciousness, the Second Coming of Christ. Let's see, I had a really good one. The Storm is Upon Us.
Right.
They're all 252. I'm sorry. It's House of the Rising Sun. They're all 252.
Okay. Great.
Isn't that cool?
That is so neat. Oh my goodness.
I think I did the horses. I don't remember if I did. Oh, I did. I think, yeah. 17 horses. Oh, yeah, when you have the numbers in there, you know, the number 17,
Mhm.
then you look at the Gematrinator calculator,
Okay.
because number, and I don't know why, but it keeps getting stuck. Like it doesn't finish processing.
Oh,
It will give you a number match, but it won't give you, it's a little bit confusing. But
okay.
so the 17 is, let's see. Well, no, I better not say that. It's too confusing,
Okay, that's fine. We can,
especially where the thing keeps getting stuck.
right.
I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't get into, I won't get into that, but
Okay. All right. So I'll move on to the next one or,
yeah, yeah.
okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to move this again. Sorry. Let's see, can I move this? I'll move this down here. Will that be okay? There. All right. Okay, so this was really cool because, well,
Oh.
before we left for our trip for Tennessee and went to Graceland and stuff, I had learned a lot of this stuff just from following, you know, YouTube channels and learning and doing gematria and all that kind of stuff. So I knew about the Tiffany blue. So as anytime I saw that, I was taking pictures of something with Tiffany blue. So Tiffany blue comes to 121. And then there's a Tiffany box there on the left. I'm looking at the left picture now. So Tiffany box is 122. And it was, I read the sign there, the description, and it said baby silver. So I thought, well, okay, 115. And then the whole name of it was Tiffany baby silver. So I put that together and that was 196. And then I saw the Tiffany scarf. That was kind of neat. So Tiffany scarf comes to 128. And then I just did Tiffany blue scarf comes to 168. So I don't know. I thought these were really cool. So I don't know if you have anything you want to say.
Well, I was looking at Tiffany box
Mm-hmm.
122. And President Trump's phrase that he uses all the time, America first, is 122.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Flynn is 122. And King of Kings is 122.
Uh-huh.
And let's see, Twin Flames is 122.
Oh,
And I
neat.
love that because I get twins, like I said, all the time.
Right.
And I was looking at Revelation, I'm not good at quotes, so bear with me, 11:4, and they mention these two are the, let's see, the two olive trees and the twin candlesticks.
Oh, okay.
And to me, that's the twin flames I keep coming up with all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about, it's a little bit confusing, but from what I can figure out, there's more than one. I mean, obviously, when you're talking about two, but it sounds like two return, like a Lord and a Messiah. I know that sounds weird, but that's what I keep getting. And when I read that, just read through Revelation 11 and you'll kind of see it, I think.
Yeah, I'll have to
There's
look
a
through
lot
that
more to
again.
that than what I just said, but
Right. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look at that again. That's, yeah, I don't know. There's like we've said, anything's possible.
right,
Keep
yeah,
your mind open, that's for sure.
definitely.
All right. You want me to move on to the next one then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I thought this was neat. There are paintings there on the wall by Thomas Kincaid. I love Thomas Kincaid. I love his paintings. I don't own any, but I love them. But anyway, so I have Thomas Kincaid for both of them. That comes to 131. And one is a summer picture, so that came to 89. And then the picture on the right is a winter picture, and that also comes to 89, which I thought was really cool. And then, so then I just put Graceland summer 154, Graceland winter 154. So I don't know, I just thought this was cool the way the numbers worked out, how it was decoded.
Yeah, let's see, for Thomas Kincaid, let's see, sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
JFK Jr. is alive.
Okay.
Let's see. Sorry, the living God.
Mm-hmm.
Light of heaven. Let's see. Oh, I love this. Sweet dreams. That's a good, I like that. And sorry.
No, you're fine. That's okay.
Give me a second. You know what matches too? Distraction. There's a chicken. There I go.
Oh,
Trumpets.
uh-huh.
And, oh, the divine child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Thank
Amazing.
you, Q. That's cool. I say that all the time.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's
All
good.
right, great. Okay. All right, so then the next one here, they had, we went into this other room and then it was neat because it had his family tree, at least the family tree we kind of know. But like I said, we won't go into all that right now. But so I just did some decoding for Elvis's family tree comes to 181. Bloodline, which we know is very important, comes to 88. And then lineage comes to 53. And then there was a picture there that they had of Elvis with his parents. And then but there's a little description written there about he and then his brother. He had a twin brother that was born before he was, that they say died, but I won't go into all that either. So I have Elvis's parents comes to 160. And then family picture came to 158. Now I could have decoded more that was written in the description, but I didn't do all that. So anyway, if you want to say anything there.
Well, let's see. Well, I think I already said it, but purple is 88. I'm doing 88, the bloodline.
Okay, sure.
Hey, Walmart is 88. There you go.
Oh boy.
Let's all go shopping. You know what?
Ooh.
You know what Juan said? I don't know if it was Juan or negative with same person, but said that the goal by the end of the year was to have all Walmarts closed. I don't know if you heard that.
No, I hadn't heard.
And that, I don't know how far you want to go into this, but I think it's important. I think it's important though.
Okay.
The reason Walmart was started, remember, it's always a controversy because whenever they come to a town, they were putting out mom and pop businesses.
Oh my golly, yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
so that was one issue.
Right.
So it's kind of changing the way we live, you
Okay.
know, so that was one bad thing. The really, really, really bad thing was that they were put into place for trafficking.
Oh
That's the
my.
whole reason that it was started.
I had no idea. Wow.
Yeah, it was the whole reason. And I didn't just figure it out. I mean, one of those guys actually said that. So it's not anything I'm making an assumption about.
Okay.
It was either one or negative, but one of the personalities, you know, like I think they're the same one, but
Yeah, that'd be interesting to delve into, to go down that
yeah,
rabbit trail.
well, their main shipping area is Wuhan.
Oh,
And
wow.
they created a I mean, Wuhan is really an inland site, you know, where all the illness came from and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really quite a ways inland, and the country of China, or whatever, the communist government made it a port. So you're talking about, if you look at it on a map, it's super far inland, but they made it into a port. So they took all that away. They removed all that. So I don't know if you'd say it's a river or not, but it's pretty wide so that big ships can come and go from Wuhan. And that's where, and think about where all those Walmart owns Maersk, Maersk, and that's, you see those as shipping containers
Oh, wow.
all over the place, so that they're using those shipping containers and they're using their trucks. So whenever you see those trucks going all over the place, it makes me wonder what's in them.
Oh my goodness.
I know it's depressing, but
It is. That's so sad. But yeah, like, you know, Great Awakening, more of it unfolds. We're gonna have to learn all this stuff. And
I know.
yep.
Not a happy thing to talk about, but sorry.
That's okay. All right, so I'll move on to the next one. All right, so then we're in this other, well, I guess it's in the same huge like room. It's not actually back in the house. It was a separate building, but anyway, they had all these different displays and stuff. So the furniture had some of the furniture. So I have red sofa comes to 68. white pillows comes to 171. And then actually the table and the lamp were kind of in the same area, but I took them as separate pictures. So we have golden lamp comes to 97. I'm sorry, golden table comes to 97, sorry. And then golden lamp comes to 99. And I know 99 comes to most high because listening to -48, he says that a lot. So that's very important.
Yeah. Lady Mary is 99. I mean, there's a lot of things I should remember that are 99, and I'm sorry I'm not.
That's okay. There's a ton of stuff here.
Yeah, Patriot is 99.
Oh, that's right. Right.
Yeah. And kind of creepy. I see you is 99.
Oh.
And we're looking at a camera on a computer like, ah.
Oh, I know.
Well, I always cover, like right now I don't have it covered, but usually I have everything covered on my phone. Do you do that?
I have on occasion, or try to leave my phone somewhere if I have to go do something.
Yeah. Let's see.
I hate to be paranoid, but
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I saw Bill Gates one time a long time ago, and he had his covered. So if Bill Gates is going to cover it,
that's
this was
interesting.
a long time ago. Yeah. And he had a laptop and both sides were covered.
That's very interesting. Yes.
Yeah. So if he's concerned about it,
why shouldn't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
All
right.
Sorry. Yeah, that's probably
okay.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So this was really neat. This is cool to see. And I'm going to move us again because I don't think everybody can see the picture. Hang on. Okay, there we are. Okay, sorry. If you have motion sickness, I apologize. Okay, so Elvis in law enforcement, he was really a really big proponent of law enforcement, which is great because, yeah, I am too. But anyway, so he had the pictures, there were pictures displayed of him with some of the handguns that he owned. And then there was actually in the plaque next to it that has some description there. I took some of the words off of that, and that's what I have decoded. And then the picture on the right are all the badges and patches that he received over the years. And then in the middle, there was a picture of him with, I can't remember who that is. It must have been, I don't know if they were from the Denver Police Department. I don't remember, but he's there with several law enforcement officers and so forth in that picture. So anyway, so yeah, deep respect, that was written in the description there. So deep respect, he had deep respect for law enforcement. It comes to 116. Police officer comes to 122, which I know we've seen that number before. Collection of guns comes to 190. And then over on the right there, I have collection of badges comes to 167. Collection of patches comes to 201. And then I just put badges and patches together and it came to 129. So if you want to add anything.
Yeah, I did just badge. That equals gold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, badge is 38. Rich, Africa. And after the reset, Africa will be doing really well.
Oh, good.
Continent. Let's see. Ocean, about the gold in the ocean.
Right.
We talked about. Let's see. What else is interesting here? Yeah. Farm. There we go. And Rena, my Aunt Rena. No. Oh. It can get really personal though. It's so funny. I mean, there's stuff that comes up. One time I got some, I won't get it exactly right, but it had like my daughter's name, my son's middle name. It had all kinds of things that just pertained to me.
Right.
My uncle, and it was all in one. There were like 5 things right off the bat that were all really personal.
Right. And because in some of the videos that I've done for YouTube and other platforms, I started off with that, with the Gematria, just as like, doing my name. And then I've recommended the people that follow me and subscribe and everything to do their name and, just their first name or whatever. And, it makes it more personal, and then, as you go, you're like, wow, these, the way everything decodes is pretty amazing. So
It's perfect. I love it.
yeah, it is. It's fun. It is so much fun. I love it. I have a whole notebook full.
Yeah,
I have a huge 3-ring notebook,
yeah,
and I put like a number for each page, and I'm just constantly writing. If I'm following somebody or watching somebody or whatever, I'll put the number, I'll find the number page and then write whatever it is they've said or
yeah.
typed or something. So,
You're more organized than I am. I think that's great. I have
it's
them just all
taken me a
over the
while.
place. I think that's great. And the thing is, once you start this, it's hard to stop.
Yes,
For people that aren't
it's
familiar with
very
it.
hard, but
It's hard, and
it's
then
so fun.
it is so much fun. I love it.
Yes.
Go ahead, sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. I was going to move on to the next one if that's okay. All right. All right. So here again, that's actually the plaque. It's up a little bit closer. I'm going to move this just a little bit up. Here we go. Okay. All right. So here again, Elvis and law enforcement. So then I have state of Colorado, because that's actually his badge or whatever, or license or whatever that is there. Identification, I guess we would say. So state of Colorado comes to 169. Organized crime strike force, that's what's written on that license there, it comes to 276. Investigator comes to 159, and then he was the captain of the Denver Police Department.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that comes to 308. And then in the box there with the description there, it has dashboard police lights comes to 207. And then captain comes to 64. And the description down there, he had the dashboard police lights, and he would pull people over. He would pull people over and talk to them about, driving safety and so forth. I don't know if you can read it there in the description. I'm just kind of paraphrasing it. But he would kind of give them a little bit of talking to, and then he would sign an autograph and let them go. I thought that was so funny. He sounds like he had a lot of fun with it. I mean, I'm sure he did some serious things too, but yeah. So anyway, so that's what those are, the decoding for those.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. This is a good one. You're missing the point. I think that happens all the time. You're missing the point. I'm doing organized crime strike force.
Okay, 276. Okay.
276, yeah. And this is great. The reincarnation of King David.
Huh.
And Jesus returns to earth. And all colors of the rainbow. And that's what the Tiffany blue is a reference to.
Right.
And, yeah, the negative said that Tiffany blue isn't in the rainbow, and it's been excluded from the rainbow. And that we're getting it back. And the reason it's Tiffany blue is it's the color of the sky mixed with the color of the ocean. And that makes Tiffany blue. That's why it's such a big deal.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a pretty color too.
It's beautiful. Yeah. And how about this? Actually, the sun came first. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's so funny.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. I'll move on to the next one. Okay, so actually this is the last one, but I have a few other little slides with some information on it, but let me move us down here so everybody can see. There we go. Okay. All right. So I thought this was a really neat portrait of Elvis. So portrait of Elvis comes to 205. And then I just pointed out like white was like a major, white and golden that looked like were major. I don't know if you want to call them themes or whatever. So white comes to 65. White pants comes to 135. White shirt comes to 139. White scarf comes to 112. And then the white clouds comes to 139. And then golden comes to 57. So this was kind of a portrait that was up as you were exiting the one building. So
let's see. I'm doing a weird one. I'm doing weird things. It's something different,
Right.
Okay. I'm doing bell-bottom pants. I'm weird.
That's okay. That's fun. Okay.
This is perfect. I think this was him. I think this is the description of him.
Okay.
God's warrior angel.
Oh,
I think that's him. Let's see. Now this is odd. Victoria's Secret. Now, beyond the, what you might first think of with that,
right.
Queen Victoria, I think was a man, but that's another story.
Oh no.
I know. And she started like, I think you would call it a cult
Oh, where?
in
Oh, wow.
England. And they had people like almost like worshiping her.
Okay.
And there's this
Wow.
really weird painting of Queen Victoria. Yeah, what's his name? Do you remember Serial Brain?
Mm-mm.
Any chance? Serial Brain was somebody just told me they thought it was Barron Trump. I used to think it was JFK Jr. I honestly, I don't know who, but Serial Brain used to post on the, like 4chan or 8kun or whatever there was to post on
Okay.
at the time. I know it kept changing. And yeah, and he put up all these huge decodes of things, massive decodes, super involved. And one time he was talking about Queen Elizabeth, and there was this painting, and she's got like a snake. It was so weird. And it was from that time period. It wasn't something painted afterwards. And she's got a snake like in her pocket coming out or something. It was the creepiest painting.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Victoria's Secret was that she started that and that she likely was a man, because most of those royal people
Yeah.
weren't who they said they were, and they never had their own children. And I think it's because of things like that. They never had their own children because they had to take in a child to be their child.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's also strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, that matches 186 is Jesus reincarnated.
Hmm.
And remember, President Trump said before the election, especially this last one, he made a point to say this all the time. He'd say, vote, 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 right?
Hmm.
He'd say it 3 times. And yeah, he didn't just say get out and vote. He'd say vote, 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 and it would be in writing and everything. And
Right.
that equals 186.
Hmm.
So yeah, anyway.
Wow. Great. Thank you. All right. All right. So I just made this up. I hope this is okay. Where to find each of us online. So you have a Telegram, right? I think I have that typed up
Yeah,
right.
it's the same thing. This is
Okay. And then your
HandyRU.
YouTube. And then I have a Telegram as well and YouTube, and I'm trying to do Rumble. I have a few videos on Rumble. I'm still working on that one. It's kind of hard to keep all this stuff in the air, to keep
Yeah.
juggling everything. So that's our information.
Yeah.
And then for more on Gematria, these guys are the experts, I think, aren't they?
Yeah.
Tom Sidney Bushnell, Tom Numbers, and his YouTube is Site Club. I think I have that correctly.
Yeah.
And then Michael Brian Protzman, excuse me, and his Telegram channel is -48 channel. So that's information on them that you can look at. So this was part 1. I have a ton more slides. Let me move us up here. I have a ton more slides. So this was part 1 of Graceland. But I want to thank everybody for joining us. We appreciate it. And I thank you, Kathy, for agreeing to do this. And it's been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to part 2.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. So did you want to say anything before we finish, or?
I just thank you for inviting me, and I'm glad everybody's interested in doing Gematria,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's amazing because I mean, I think it's going to open doors for other things too. I've been doing some research on sacred geometry, and that's amazing. That's a whole nother, couple videos, but yeah, I think it's gonna, it opens the door for so many things. So, but yeah, and I appreciate all your, sharing the comms and, what you think who people might be. It's kind of neat to try to figure it out. So it's a lot of fun.
It's a puzzle.
It is. Definitely is. So anyway, so we're hoping maybe, I don't know when we'll be able to do part 2, but maybe
Yeah.
in the next couple days, we'll see. I know you're
Yeah.
probably busy too, so, but anyway, so,
Well,
all
thank
right.
you.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Yeah,
See you
take
guys.
care. Love you guys.
Bye.